What's up, everybody? I'm the Unreliable Sketch Artist, and today I thought I'd bring a little discussion. That's the Pikachu eater. Anyway, this is just something that was floating on my mind, and I decided I wanted to talk about. And since I'm a lonely person and have no one to talk to about it with, that would at least understand me, so I'm going to go ahead and record a video for it. Makes sense, right? That's what lonely people do. They record themselves. Anyway, something that's been on my mind for a little bit is why I don't play MOBAs anymore. I want to get into playing Smite. It looks fun. Although I think Paragon's like an upgraded version of Smite. I want to try and get into that, but that's besides the point. I think for me personally, there's three main reasons why I don't play MOBAs anymore, and they're pretty basic. The first one is just the communities. I mean, so far I've heard okay things about the community for Smite, and the community for Paragon is eh. I mean, I haven't really had the opportunity to talk with anyone, and it's kind of hard to type really fast with a PS4 controller. I don't know if they've released it for Xbox One or not, but I know they have it for PC as well. But I know that the community for League was super toxic. It's no fun to play with randoms. So yeah, the communities are a big part of that. And there's always somebody, if not the entire lobby. There's always somebody that's cancer, or just in general being cancerous, because they may have lost the last match or whatever. It's not great. Like League and different MOBAs are supposed to be like a team game. That's obvious from the fact that there aren't any 1v1s unless you make a custom match or something like that, right? But this mic is like really close to my mouth. But so yeah, the community is the first part. The second part would just be the lack of diversity. I mean, really, the only MOBA that I've gone super in depth into is League of Legends, and it's kind of sad. Like there's different game modes, of course, but nobody really plays them. It's because they're not that much fun. It allows you to do some stuff out of the ordinary MOBA standards, but nothing so crazy as to maybe add a new element to the gameplay or add a new dynamic to the actual standard MOBA formula. In other words, it's nothing really too game-changing. So, you'd have to be really dedicated to the game and have a deep love for the game in order to really want even just to be a casual player, because sometimes, I like a little diversity in my games. I like a lot of stuff to do so that it can keep me entertained longer. For example, that's why I'm not a big fan of first-person shooters. Multiplayer's okay, but there's not a lot of dynamic to keep me really interested in the game itself. And the third part is the way that most MOBAs reward their players, which is based on their solo performance. Now, some would argue that when maybe like in League you're playing ADC and support, you kind of have to be a team player. Excuse me. You kind of have to be a team player and judge on that performance. Well, see, the thing is, I main support. Soraka was my main. And nobody likes playing support. because usually you don't get good scores because you don't get any kills. Uh, so like kills are the main way you're rewarded in League, right? But MOBAs are obviously supposed to be team games based on teamwork. So instead of being rewarded with the most amount of stuff because because of your team performance, you're based off your individual performance, which is why losing team members can still get like S ranks in League. I'm just going to be mainly referencing League as a MOBA because it's really the only one I've gone in depth to. I've played Paragon and other stuff like that, as I said, but League is the one that I really put a lot of time into. And so that's why like somebody could get an S on the losing team, even if their team lost, is because of their individual performance. Which to me already creates a mental state for most players, as in, okay, I'm not really worried about anyone else. Because, when you play ranked, you generally want to go for wins, but it doesn't really feel like a team effort, does it? Heck, even the basics of the MOBA platform don't really feel like, or at least the way people react to the basics of the MOBA platform feel like they don't even want it to be a team experience. Like, for example, everybody gets in the game, and this is what people feel like they're expected to do. Which on one level they should, and on another level it doesn't feel like it should. I'll explain it. So when you get in, beforehand in the game chat, you all debated on what lane you wanted. So if you're top lane, you better be a good tank. Take care of your lane. Or blah blah blah. And if you're mid, you better handle that mid. And if you're bot, you better support. You better watch your ADC. And ADC, you better get on it. And jungle, whatever, right? Jungle. All the jungle players are pretty darn toxic from my experience. Anyway. So, there's not really, it's not the problem is that, like, yeah, you're expected to do your job. That's not the problem. The problem is the way people, I guess, react to it. It's like, when somebody in your team tells you to do your job rather than actually trying to help you, they're off doing their own thing. Doesn't really feel like, thanks for the help, teammate. It feels like, wow, thanks for nothing. Like, if somebody's having trouble, like, think about it in real life. If somebody's having trouble, do you scold them, or do you try to help them? Honestly, it'd be better to just try and help them, wouldn't it? That's that same mentality that doesn't really make MOBAs feel like team games. It's because people are rewarded on their individual experience. So let's say top lane is just doing absolutely horrible, mid lane's okay, but bot lane's doing pretty good. More likely than not, the jungler's probably going to help out bot lane, not top and not mid. Unless it just so happens to be a really nice jungler, which is, like, rare. So, MOBAs don't really feel like team games to me. They just don't. Nobody goes in with, this is a team mentality, because they want those individual rewards. They want to get an S on this champion, the new champion they just bought, because they want that chest and they want those key fragments. Not really because they want to win. Unless, of course, it's in ranked, but even then. So, these are just my thoughts. I wanted to get them out, share my opinion on how I feel about MOBA games. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Have a nice day. Peace.